2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, it's Georgia Lyons and welcome to Intros, proudly brought to you by Spark and Spotify. Today on the show, we are so excited to have the wonderful Ammani J joining us. Ammani J, welcome to Intros. It is so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I have been following you for a little while now, and I think you're amazing.
Aww.
Your voice is incredible. You're just absolutely beautiful, and it's such a privilege to have you here. So for anyone that hasn't heard of you before, how would you describe your sound?
I would describe it as like the fusion between R&B and Afro.
Have you always made music like that?
No, I have not actually. The first few songs I wrote were very much like indie pop kind of thing, and I think that's just because that's what I grew up listening to. So then when I went to write a song, that was like my default. And so I wrote songs like that for like years and years and years. And then it was only maybe 2 years ago that I was thinking about the music that I like to listen to, and I was like, why have I never tried to write a song like this? And so then I wrote my first song, Blind, and I wrote it and then I got it produced, and I was like, damn, why have I not been doing this before? Yeah, that was definitely the moment where I was like, okay, I've found my little pocket.
One of the really exciting things, I guess, that's happened for you in the last year, would you say?
Yeah.
Was getting a scholarship to a songwriting camp in America. I would love to know how that came about and what that experience was like for you.
It was a week-long thing, and it's like a very intensive week. Like you're living on site with these people and the other musicians, so you're just like constantly surrounded by other creatives, and like the creative energy there is just like something that you don't experience anywhere else. And so I came away from that feeling so inspired. And I actually went from the camp, which was in Seattle, to LA.
Cool.
And I did, I think, 3 sessions in LA. Off the back of that. So that was just like a fever dream, really. It was ridiculous.
I love that. What was the most surprising thing for you that you took away from the camp, or something that you learnt that you were like, this is forever going to be in my tool belt going forward as an artist?
They really focus on storytelling. And I think what I learned was to stop playing it so safe. Everybody that is like an icon at some point was perceived as really weird. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's like, what are they doing? Like you think of like Michael Jackson. If you were to see him dancing on the street, you'd be like, what?
What are you doing? Yeah.
But that is what made him him.
Yeah.
And so I really like leaned into that.
So do you feel like there's specific things that you're like, this is my version of dancing in the street?
Yeah, something that I've really been focusing on is like my lyric writing and making that as unique as I can, because I want people to like hear an Ammani J song and know that I wrote it. And so like the way I've been doing that is by pulling in things that are really like personal. And it's so interesting because I think the more personal you get, the more relatable it becomes. And I've stopped caring about like, I don't know, I could talk about doing the dishes. Do you know what I mean? Like in a song. 6 months ago, I would have been like, why would you ever talk about that in a song? Do you know what I mean? Because you have all of these like stereotypes of what should be in a song and how it should sound, and like all of these like cliche lines. And I've kind of just tried to like throw that all aside and just like
say it as it is.
Say it as it is. That's exactly.
Yeah. So for someone that's maybe never done a session with someone before, you know, maybe collaborated or worked with a producer, could you pass on any sort of advice to someone that's maybe feeling a little bit nervous or very green?
Trust your own creative instincts and don't be afraid to like actually express that, because the people that you're working with are going to respect you more if you know what you want and you can articulate that. So that was something I was really scared of, because I was going into these situations where I'm like, these people are so much more experienced than I am. But once I realized that like I know what I want, and like trusting in the fact that what I want is like right for the song, and then being able to express that, like all of my sessions went so much better. And I was so happy with the results at the end, because I think the worst thing is when you go into a session and by the end of the day the song is something entirely different and it's just gone like completely off track as to where you had it. Do you know what I mean? Like you have it in your mind and it can end up over here. And so I think you just have to be really like, you know, confident in your own ability and your own creative like instincts to, you know, like encourage everybody else to jump on that with you.
I don't know if you have felt this in any of those sessions, but I've definitely felt this in the past. When you go into those rooms and you're working with the names, you're working with someone and you go, oh no, like whatever you think, and I don't know how to get across, I don't like your idea, and I
Yeah.
feel quite nervous or a little bit timid because what do I know? How do you navigate that space of having the hard conversation or subtly trying to tell someone like, actually, can we steer the ship this way as a 17-year-old? Like, how do you do that?
It is hard. It is really hard. Every situation that I've done that in, people have respected me more after I tell them that I don't like their idea because they're like, okay, she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
They want to help you and they want to know that you're like in control of this creative like energy that you have. And so if you can express that to them, and if they're a good songwriter or producer, whoever it is, like they're not going to be offended by that.
Totally.
Because it's not a personal attack. It's not me saying I don't like you.
Yeah.
It's just me saying like this idea doesn't fit with my ideas.
Yeah. Is there anything that's really exciting for you as an artist at the moment?
For me, I would say something that's really exciting is to be in the New Zealand music industry, but be able to bring something different because like the sounds and the ideas that I'm playing around with are things that haven't really been explored here, which I think is really exciting.
Yeah,
And
that's
people
so
are like
cool.
people are open to it too, which I think is so dope because like, you know, I think the whole world is finally like catching on to Afro beats. Like it's not something that's just in Africa, like it's universal now, and R&B has been universal for years. I think like it's really cool that New Zealand's catching on to that, and it's exciting to me to feel like I can bring that.
Coming into the industry, for you, is there anything that you would love to see, I guess, the industry as a whole do better to be able to support artists like yourself?
I mean, honestly, I think the New Zealand music industry is like incredible. Like I feel really lucky to be a part of it. Having a more diverse industry would be something that a lot of people would really benefit from. You know, we have so many great organisations like Ended on Air and stuff where you can get funding to actually like, you know, bring your dreams to life. I think for me, having other musicians around me to form a little bit more of a community.
You're at the beginning of your career, which is really exciting. What has it been like for you working with a label?
I mean, my label's incredible. They're a like Kiwi-run but UK-based label.
Amazing.
And woman-led as well, which is so awesome. It's so cool to have a team around you because it's so hard to do everything yourself. You have to be a jack of all trades. You have to do everything. So I've been really lucky with that. And also the thing that I love about working with them is the fact that they are based in the UK because it like broadens my reach a little bit, which I think is really exciting. And actually last year, like I went over to London and I recorded my entire second EP over there in London.
That's so
and like,
cool.
you know, they facilitated that for me.
You've had some really cool opportunities through Tangata Beats and Smoke Free Rockquest. How important have those organisations been for you in your journey?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be where I am without them. From when I entered Tangata Beats for the first time when I was 12, like, to where I am now, I've entered every single year. And I think I've got to the national finals 3 times.
That's amazing.
The community as a whole too, I think it's so supportive, and it's also so cool at things like the national finals to like be able to meet your peers and stuff like that. So honestly, I think it's like life-changing for me. It really was.
So you are performing for us on Intros your song, Is It Too Late? Can you tell us how you wrote it?
Yeah, so I wrote this song in London.
Cool.
And it was actually the first woman producer that I ever worked with.
So
that's why I
cool.
picked it, because I think you can just like feel that energy in the song as well. And it was such a cool space to write in. It was just something that I've never experienced before, and I feel like the song really captures that.
That's so cool. One of my most favourite things that I really, really love about Intros is obviously discovering all of these amazing new artists. Do you have someone that you really love that you could share with our Intros audience?
There's a really cool Christchurch-based artist named Rocco. He's like a reggae artist, and I met him at a gig here in Auckland, and I just thought he was really dope. I mean, we have a lot of reggae artists here, but he definitely brings a really cool element and vibe, and so I love that.
Ammani J, it has been so wonderful having you here. Thank you
for
so
having me.
much. You're 17 and you're already doing really wonderful things. You're an amazing human, and it's lovely to just chat to you and have you share your story and your song with us. I'm excited to see what your career is going to unfold like.
Me too.
You're amazing. This is the end, and that was the greatest wrap-up I've ever done. Yep.
it or leave it now. The truth, I'ma lay it out. I know that I may have had my doubts, but feelings, they come around. So take it or leave it now. Do you need me to spell it out? I want a passion that feels like fruit, the sweet and the sour. Is it too late to want ya? Is it too late to care? Should've said I was sure, but I didn't know it back then. So is it too late to call you? Is it too late to dare? I'm telling you that I'm open, so can we try this again? Or is it too late? Is it too late to ask? Ask for a cook, be my chef, talking breakfast and bed could be nice. Like a lay until 10, we don't rush, cause we can like the champagne on ice. It's you and me right now, I like the way that sounds. I know I took my time, but I finally figured it out. So take it or leave it now. The truth, I'ma lay it out. I know that I may have had my doubts, but feelings, they come around. So take it or leave it now. Do you need me to spell it out? I want a passion that feels like fruit, the sweet and the sour. Is it too late to want ya? Is it too late to care? Should've said I was sure, but I didn't know it back then. So is it too late to call you? Is it too late to dare? I'm telling you that I'm open now, but is it too late now? Or is it too late now? Tell me, is it too late now? Is it too late? Oh, is it too late now?
Intros is proudly brought to you by Spark and Spotify, Rolling Stone AUNZ, the New Zealand Music Commission and APRA.